I love Shark Tank. I love seeing passionate people coming up with creative solutions to problems, making arguments for their creations, and talking about audience. The pitches are practiced and rhetorical, as are the products and services being offered, hopefully. Beyond the rhetorical interestingness, another aspect of Shark Tank that I find fascinating are the discussions of ROI, that is, return on investment. It doesn't matter how well your product solves a real problem for people. If the time and money invested into it doesn't return a great enough profit, then you've got to, in the words of Mr. Wonderful, take the idea out back and shoot it. Even more illustrative of the ROI mentality, Barbara Corcoran, shark and real estate mogul, recently told one inventor, quote, "This is what I'm really disturbed by. I think you're the type of person who is a careful plotter, so I don't believe that you're the kind of entrepreneur that's really going to get the product out there for sales." End quote. Her statement regarding a certain type of entrepreneurial ethos aligns nicely with a talk given by Andrew Kirpalani, a software engineer and CTO at Workhound. When he spoke to a group of software engineering students at the University of Iowa, he argued that engineering students need to be more like business students. You've got to stop striving for perfection before releasing software because your software is only worth what someone will pay for it. Business is about money. Unreleased products don't make money. Good is good enough. That is, software engineers are in the business of selling time and effort to get a paycheck. Stop trying to make it perfect. See Windows Vista for an example. It may be a leap, but I think we can make strong connections between what we do and this idea of return on investment. At the very least, it's a conversation we should be having, especially with junior faculty, with regards to our research methods, the size of projects, and how great a return on investment we can generate on some projects over others. And I ask this question as someone who has invested a lot of time into learning about a variety of research methods and methodologies. I've made efforts to be RAD. For instance, I took several methods courses during my doctoral studies. I've done the 2-week Dartmouth summer seminar and was designing a project that I ultimately think doesn't offer a great enough ROI. And I've more recently had my mind blown by Bill Hart-Davidson and Ryan Omizo in their full-day workshop at Computers and Writing, Computational Rhetorics. So it's not like I'm anti-RAD. There's a part of me that loves counting T-units. But beyond my vacillating between my right-brained affinity for more narrative methods and what we might call hard research, I'm also quite aware of the context in which I work every day, a teaching-intensive mid-sized regional with increasing pressure to publish. In my 4-4 world, ROI has become a deciding factor in the projects I pursue and the methods I use, because some of my literature colleagues admit to not getting comp-ed scholarship. A bit hyperbolically, I'm essentially adding publishing bullets to my CV in order to get tenure. And that's why the return on investment is so important. Perhaps that will change after tenure. For instance, in the recent Chronicle of Higher Education essay, Failing to Dare Greatly, Rachel Tour wonders, quote, if the current system and climate in higher education prohibits anyone but the comfortably tenured from being allowed to fail while daring greatly in their scholarly work. Conservatism, she writes, is certainly the easiest path, end quote. This conservatism and the pressure to publish seems to also create a problem in those disciplines that are necessarily RAD already. For example, just over a week ago, Daniel Sarowitz, co-director, Consortium for Science, Policy and Outcomes Professor of Science and Society, School for the Future of Innovation in Society, wrote about how the pressure to publish makes it more difficult to find what he calls good research. It's hard to imagine a place where research could be more RAD, and yet, poorly done studies, rushed to meet publishing expectations for tenure, are leading to worse scientific knowledge, not better. In my context, and perhaps we can talk about all your contexts, it seems that you could follow this probably cynical formula that I've created to increase your scholarly ROI and maybe reduce your level of stress. Publish on RAD research, plus publish good is good enough research, plus publish it often, plus don't dare too greatly, plus be conservative, equals tenure on the cheap.